If you want a free motion quilt on the Singer Tradition sewing machine, you're going to need to purchase a free motion darning foot in a low shank setting. So let me show you what you need to do to set up this machine to free motion quilt. So start by making the stitch length 0 and make sure you're at the center needle position. Now there is the darning plate or feed dog covering plate. I will tell you, I sometimes just leave this off because there's not a lot of room between the foot and the plate just to cover up the feed dog. So I let them kind of be there, even though that's not ideal. Next, we're going to take the screwdriver and fully remove the ankle and foot from the side of the machine. So loosen up this screw, drop off the foot. So now we're talking about not just the base of the foot, but the whole entire ankle as well. Now for this foot, you're going to notice that we're going to put the post where the screw is through this area. This part here, the little top, is going to sit above the needle screw. So as you kind of get it all in there and into position, everything will tighten down in place. So make sure you have it kind of really secure, because as you free motion quilt, things kind of vibrate. And so make sure you kind of have everything nice and secure. We're just going to use a regular straight stitch, and I'm going to show you a couple tips about free motion quilting that you'll want to do. Plus, we will add a few links below this YouTube video, some of my favorite places to learn to free motion quilt. We have some craftsy classes that I learned a lot. I took about a year to free motion quilt and really master it, and it was because of craftsy classes that I was able to become the free motion quilter that I am today. Plus, I am a craftsy instructor myself. I have a serger class and also a t-shirt quilt class, which you'll also find in the list of classes that we recommend. So check those out if you're interested. Okay, straight stitch, no stitch length. That means those feed dogs are going to go up and down, but they're not going to be pulling the fabric forward and back. So next, you do need to make sure you lower the presser foot. Sometimes that's one thing people forget, and you still are going to move the fabric around on your own. You're in charge of this part of it. Next, as you get started, what you're going to notice is the foot is going to kind of hop. Now if you go too slow, your stitches are going to probably get long. If you go too fast, then you get too many little stitches. So that's kind of a happy medium you have to really kind of work at. What you're going for is some stitches that look like normal stitch length and as you move it. And I will tell you, it is a practice thing. But what I want to do is show you what you're looking for stitch quality. So I'm going to just go ahead, bring out the fabric, and we're going to look at tension. Because the foot is kind of hopping, you don't get the same tension as if the foot was right down on the fabric like normal. So the front looks okay, but let's see what the back is going to look like. See that? See how it almost looks like it's pulling? It almost looks like little spider webs. So what I want to do is I'm finding that the top thread is getting pulled to the back side. So that means if I tighten up the top tension, and don't be afraid to do this, and honestly, I have two different weights of thread in the machine right now. There's a heavier variegated thread in the top and a solid pink thread in the bottom. That way that's a little easier to see as I show you this. So let's go ahead. I turned it from 4 up to 6. I went ahead and went 2 full numbers. And then I'm going to do a little stitching just to see what will work. Okay, and see if that helped enough, or did I go too far? So I'm still not seeing any pink thread on top. That's a good sign. Still seeing a little bit of those little spider webs, but not as bad. So even though I went up 2 full numbers, don't be afraid to get that to go as far as needed to get the result that you're looking for. So again, we'll just kind of take a little bit. Okay, one more test. I think we're probably going to be really close, if not there, right now. Okay, stitches looking really good on the top, looking fabulous on the back side. So I just want to be able to run my finger over that and not have any dots. So like right here, listen. Hear the little clicking sound? I don't have that now where I'm at. And so those stitches look really good on the front as well as really good on the back side. I heard a little pull, and that was my threads pulling down to the back side. So traditionally when you start free motion quilting, you're supposed to take a stitch, pull your bobbin thread up, and then hold it up here. That's for another lesson. But I really just wanted to make sure that you kind of see how to put the foot on, the settings for free motion, and then did you kind of notice the speed or rhythm that I was working with? Not too fast, not too slow, kind of that happy, I can move my hands and still get that nice looking stitch as I go.